Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. Please enjoy the show.
It's the corner where the treats at.
Is this the passing of the torch, right? Is this what this signifies?
It comes down to that front office and what they feel is most important.
The champ is here. We've touched down from a higher plane. Why you made it here?
We always look forward to that week because it was always intense.
You know that we ain't coming back. We about to.
The man, the myth, the legend, Dante Hall. My favorite player growing up was Dante Hall. I love you guys in the show, but Dante was my guy.
Get to dashing because you done on the warfare.
This segment is presented by FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. This postseason stretch has everything. The NFL playoffs bringing winner-go-home drama, college hoops heating up, and nightly action across the NBA and NHL. If you're following the games, FanDuel provides real-time odds, player trends, and insights that help fans understand how the markets view each matchup. From football to basketball to hockey, it's a great way to stay connected to what's happening across every league. Here on Chief Concerns, we'll keep you close to the storylines and key numbers shaping the postseason, which teams are trending up, which stars are surging, and how momentum is shifting as the championships get closer. This content is for informational and entertainment purposes only. We don't offer betting advice or guarantees. Please gamble responsibly and only where it's legal to do so. Must be 21 years or older. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chief Concerns, presented by FanDuel. I'm Marcus Dash. Our guy, former Chiefs tight end Jason Dunn, will be joining us shortly. Should be a good episode. Some stuff to catch you guys up on for the week. And yeah, I mean, it's NFL playoffs are underway. You're seeing all these types of, further coaches stepping down. Mike Tomlin was the newest one. So a very interesting world going on out there in the NFL world, I'll say. But yeah, so it should be a good episode tonight. We're going to be talking about the offensive coordinator, that vacancy, which apparently is going to be open because according to Alex Smith, Matt Nagy is gone. And so, even if he doesn't get a head coaching job or an offensive coordinator job, he is out of there. So going to be interesting to see what happens with the OC job. We have some comments on it because there's some reports out there right now as to the reason why you haven't heard any interviews so far. Have the Chiefs have not announced any. And that could be in part to our guy, Eric Bieniemy, still in the playoffs right now. So we'll talk about that in a second. But let's get our guy JD in here. What's up, JD? What's going on, brother?
What's going on, Marcus? How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Right? Doing good. Can't complain. Should be an interesting episode tonight. We got some interesting topics. I know some people are commenting on the thumbnail of the episode, which says "No New Blood," which could shadowing some reunions in the near future. But yeah, JD, I think the big thing that's kind of hit the airwaves for the last couple days since we met last was Mike Tomlin gone from Pittsburgh, stepping down, and looks like reports are saying he might not actually coach at all this year because he's still under contract with the Steelers, and he's stepping down. It wasn't a firing, so if a team did want him, they'd have to trade for him. But JD, I've seen a lot of Chief fans say that with Harbaugh getting fired, with Tomlin stepping down, this kind of puts, because now Andy Reid's the longest tenured head coach with the team right now, and it kind of puts more of a spotlight on Andy Reid to make sure he gets things right this year. Because a guy like Tomlin, who's never had a losing season in his career, he stepped down on his own merit. It's more, a lot of Chief fans think it actually puts more pressure on Andy Reid and Brett Veach to kind of hit a home run this offseason and to get back to the winning ways in Kansas City. What do you make of that, guy? Because I don't really see an added pressure on Andy Reid because of Tomlin stepping down, but a lot of Chief fans are making it seem that way.
Yeah, why? What's the why? I mean, what does Andy have to do with Mike Tomlin stepping down from?
I think the connection would be a guy who was at a team for a long time, and if you go back-to-back years of not doing anything with having Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback, I think it is that's where the pressure comes from. The pressure is not right now as if we have another a year where we kind of don't really go far I think that's where a lot of Chief fans are heading. And it's obviously it's a very anti-Andy Reid crowd that's kind of putting that out there because I think they just want new blood. But what do you make of the added pressure because of Mike Tomlin?
I'm gonna say it. First off, I think it's ridiculous. I think Andy has earned the right to make a decision about what his future is going to be here with the Chiefs. He's achieved more than what any other coach of Kansas City Chiefs has ever done. The man has won 3 Super Bowls, been to 5 of them. He had one bad year, we're not going to treat him with grace. Ready to get rid of him. I thought, I don't know everything that's happening over in Baltimore with John, but apparently they felt like moving on. And the thing is, his phone was ringing off the hook 45 minutes that they found out. So he's going to go somewhere else. Now, with Mike, Mike has been coaching in Pittsburgh for a long time. And Mike has earned the right to do things on his regard, his terms. And so him stepping away from the game, I think, was a personal choice. Maybe the stressors and, having to come year in and year out. Maybe just needed to change the scenery. He still has 2 more years on his contract left with the Steelers. So I think he walked away because he knew, he's like, hey, look, you know what? I'm good where I'm at. And he's had such an amazing career with the Steelers. So I just want to commend him on that, congratulate him on what he was been able to do as a head coach successfully for a number of years. And does this mean that he's going to go and get into TV? That's a possibility. That's something I've heard, that he may take one of the guys' positions on the main guys, with Howie and Terry and all those guys. He could do that.
Definitely.
We seen Cowherd. He did the same thing. Bill, he moved right into TV, didn't skip a beat. So Tomlin doesn't have anything else he has to prove. Now, Andy, in regard to him, as long as he's loving it, as long as he loves doing it, and he feels like he can get the team back to where they need to be, I don't feel any issue with that whatsoever. And sometimes you start wondering, like, okay, who they going to have replace John in Baltimore? It's going to be hard shoes to fill.
Yep.
Same thing with Mike. Mike, they'll find somebody in Pittsburgh that's going to come in and try to do the work. But it's when you're always chasing greatness, Marcus, sometimes you don't appreciate the things that you have because you're always looking for the next best thing, the new toy that's out there. And that's what we see right now. All these new coaches, the new toys that's going on. Smells like the new car, right? You want to get the new car from the car lot, and everybody's looking at it, oohing and on. And you're looking at your old lemon that you have, been getting you up to A and B for a long time. Okay? Don't have all the electric parts on it. The sucker runs well. It's reliable. It does a great job for you. And it's something like that you're going to miss. You ain't appreciating it because you get into a new car and all of a sudden all the electric buttons and everything start moving, doesn't happen, doesn't work right. You got to take it to, the shop 5 times a year. And you sit there thinking, man, you know what? My old beauty right there, man, treated me right for a number of years. And I know it was time to go, but I really appreciate it for what she gave me. So I know everybody wants to go for the new thing. That's what it is. But we'll see how it's going to go. But for me, man, Andy's earned every right to be here as long as he needs to be here. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I know a lot of Chief fans are trying to make tying in the whole Tomlin thing to Andy Reid, and like now Andy Reid's on notice. Now it's like I don't think so. Yeah, sure. If he has another bad year next year, it's like okay, well maybe he might have a conversation himself. So you know what, I'm done with this thing. But for us fans to kind of put the spotlight on him and say, "Yep, it's now or never," Andy. It's like this guy's took us to 3 straight Super Bowls. I mean, like, and people were saying that doesn't mean anything anymore because we're talking about 2025, not last year. It's like, or 2026, not last year anymore. It's like, well, okay. I don't know. Fans, some fans, not all fans, but some fans are just always looking for that next thing. They're always looking for that car, JD. They want the next best thing. They want the new iPhone. That iPhone's been great for you all year long, but the new one's coming out. Ooh, I want one of those.
Oh man, the old one takes pictures, does everything that the new one does. Okay, got all the bells and whistles on it. You know what? The only difference with this one coming in, it's gonna cost you more money. That's what's gonna happen. So Daniel said, Mahomes has taken us to 3 straight Super Bowls. Daniel, let me explain something to you, Daniel. Okay, and this is where I'm just going to vehemently disagree with you. Patrick Mahomes cannot do it alone. See, it takes somebody special, like a coach, that could put talent together. And football is a team sport, so it takes everybody. It takes all the coaches, takes all the players. It takes everybody. Trainers, staff, all of that to work well. Patrick Mahomes is not going to win things just on his own. He can't do that. As we've seen this past year. That's just a fact. So when we talk about these things about singling guys out, you got to twist it, brother. You got to really twist it. Because I'm telling you right now, anybody's success that happens in a team sport relies on everybody else to do their job for them to get the job done. Patrick Mahomes included. So regardless of that, Patrick Mahomes is an incredible talent. Absolutely one of the greatest talents that we've seen. But he can't catch the football. He can't be able to run the ball into the end zone as many times as he need to. And that joker sure can't, break some tackles and get in there like that. Now, he does a whole lot putting on the cape, but he needs those guys up front. He needs those wide receivers catching the football. He needs those running backs, man, to get some yards, and he needs that defense to get the ball back to point. So we need to understand, man, these things like this, it ain't never off one guy. It's never off one guy.
Yeah, and I'm 100% with you, JD. I think, like you said, Andy has reserved the right, and there's kind of tied all together. Seen a lot of Chief fans. I think I actually our friend D-Mac Wake, who's a friend of the show. I think I saw him tweet something. But I've seen a lot of other stuff like that. But this is one thing that came to mind. Yeah. Apparently, Eagles are going big time in this whole OC search. And then Kingsbury's one guy they're talking about. Mike McDaniels, Stefanski. They're trying to go really hard on this OC search. And I've seen the sentiment is that's a good football teams do. They go out and seek out OCs. They seek out guys like that to fix their offense. And we'll get into our OC talk in tonight's episode, but the assumption there is that we're not doing that because we're going to go stick with our own. And I feel like people are kind of hurting Andy here by and saying kind of making some comments towards Andy and slighting Andy in this way. Like, look, the Eagles won last year, right? And I think people were saying, well, yeah, they won, and look, they're still trying to upgrade. Well, guess what? That Eagles team that won last year. There's not a sustained level of success there. Them winning last year, and kudos to them for winning last year. But there is no trend of back to Super Bowls, back to back to back to back. They went 1 year, lost, and then they won and done the year after, and they came back to Super Bowl and won last year, and then this year one and done. So there is no there is no proven record of success with that organization there. Now, in our point of view, the Andy way has done great for us. And if you want to have comments about it and say, hey, we should bring in this guy, bring in new guys, well, whatever. We can all have our opinion. But the Andy way has taken us to where these heights that we've been at the last 10 years. And I think people, I've seen too much of this, the Eagles are doing it right. Chiefs should be following that model. And I agree. We should have some new blood in there. But if this is the way that Andy wants it, then I'm okay with it because that's obviously what Andy Reid thinks is best.
Say again, Andy Reid has earned the right to get who he needs to get here, to switch things up, change some things around, to get the right people in the building. We don't know what they're doing. We're talking about the Eagles are going after Cliff Kingsbury and Mike McDaniels. These are two guys who still want to be head coaches. They're putting their name in a hat to become a head coach in the NFL. They're not talking about becoming coordinators. They've done that. They want to go back to be head coaches. And if it goes and an opportunity presents itself, they will always go to the highest thing they could possibly achieve. and the head coach. So you could say, oh, yeah, we're going at the Cliff Kingsbury and Mike McDaniels. Them jokers are sitting there saying, we waiting on our names in the hat for these head coaching positions. Then all of a sudden Pittsburgh opens up too? Shoot. So these are jobs that guys want. I mean, now all of a sudden you just got one of the greatest organizations in football who now has an open position for a head coach. So Cliff Kingsbury, Mike McDaniels, they want to go there. Just because we don't know what's going on. And silence really breeds curiosity. And so what that silence does is people start wondering, oh my gosh, what's going on? Shoot, there could be several guys they're talking to. The young guy for the Rams, I can't think of his name right now, but he's one of those guys, OC, that he could be speaking of. They could speculate, could be Bieniemy and all these different guys. Man, sometimes the Chiefs just want to take a break from things. They still take an assessment on all the things they want to be able to do. Even now, there's still time, Marcus, that they might move on from some coaches in the building. There's a lot of things going on right now. So it's only been, how long since the last game? It ain't been that long. It hasn't.
2 weeks.
Yeah, close to 2 weeks. So, man.
And I think another thing, if you want to compare the Eagles situation to ours, the Eagles have a head coach who's not really a play caller. Like Sirianni's just kind of a manager, essentially. He's an overseer. He's not a play caller. The last time they had play callers was the last time, not last year, but the Super Bowl before that when they lost to us. Steichen, who got a head coaching job with Indianapolis, has been great. And their offense hasn't been the same since. And then Gannon, who just got fired from Arizona. But, they need to go out and find McDaniels. They need to go out and find a guy like Cliff Kingsbury because their head coach is not a play caller. Andy Reid is our play caller. So it's and there's obviously there's metrics they're looking at, and there's a trend of success there with Andy Reid. Sure, was it a bad year? Sure, a lot of things went wrong. It wasn't just a play calling. There's a lot of things that went wrong there. Yeah. But comparing the Eagles situation to ours is completely different, and I think it's a really it's dumb for people to say that the Eagles are the teams they follow the Eagles blueprint because good teams always try to get better. It's okay. I mean, it's not the same thing. Sirianni and Andy Reid are not on the same level at all.
Yeah, Jason Kelsey said something about that whole situation with the offensive coordinator up there in Philly, and he made a great point, valid point. He was sitting there saying the coach OC is a great coach. He said they didn't lose because of the offensive game plan. They lost because guys didn't make plays. You seen A.J. Brown drop passes. That's part of the problem. There was plays that wasn't made by several guys. And so as a coordinator, you're trying to put guys in a position to be successful. That's what you do as a coordinator, right? You run everything comes through you. So you take the onus when things are not going right. You got to take onus on the offensive line not blocking correctly, the wide receivers, running backs, everybody there. That is under your umbrella. That's who you're supposed to be. So if we bring a guy in who can, inject a little bit of some creativity, I'm all for it. I got no problem with that whatsoever. But he still needs to work with Andy. And so Andy will take his great ideas, and you bring a guy that has ideas of his own coming in, and you put those things together. Now, what coaches do is there's certain guys that they work well with. Do we know that, Kafka could come from New York, right? We're going to talk about the guys that's been here before. Doug Peterson has worked with guys all over the league. Bieniemy has worked with different guys. Been up there with Ben Johnson. They work with different guys in different systems. And so they can bring new and fresh ideas to some of the things that they want to do this year. I seen J-Dub sitting there talking about stale. This offense stale, right? We keep going back to the stale offense and whatnot. And the problem became where there's a few things wrong. We thought we was going to be able to push the ball down the field successfully, and it just didn't come to fruition like we thought it was going to be. Okay? We knew we had to deal with Rashid Rice and his suspension, but offensive line looked somewhat average. Talking about the running back, the game, didn't really run the football like we should have. In games that we should have ran the ball, we didn't, Marcus. So it was practical things that we just didn't do offensively that we should have been doing this whole past year, and we just didn't do it. Because why? Because what we were looking to do was push the ball down the field with our fast guys, wide receivers. That's what we want to do. We want to outrun everybody. We wanted to push the ball vertically down the field, and we didn't do it. It wasn't as successful as we thought it was going to be. And so then we had to rewire. We didn't do 13 personnel. We thought, man, you got guys in, some tight ends that could catch the football. Didn't really have them implemented in the offense either. So it was a lot of different things that just didn't become as successful as we thought it was going to be. So, yeah. Penalties? Come on, man. Penalties that took us out of, killing drives. There's a lot of different stuff that happened, right? Murphy's Law. That's why I know Murphy's Law. So,
yeah. I mean, you talk about all these different things, right? I think Pacheco's regression, which I think the injury really hindered him, and I don't think they foresaw that being a thing, which is why they didn't really make many moves in the running back room. Yeah, they signed Eli Mitchell to a 1-year veteran minimum deal, but I don't think they foresaw Pacheco's regression. We talked about it last week with Grenade line continuity. Josh Simmons was a rookie. Kingsley, essentially a rookie at that spot. He played in 1 game at guard last year. So a whole different thing on the left side of the line. I thought they looked good nonetheless, but still, and the injuries and guys being out. So it was a kind of an in and out rotation. So it was still a lot of things there. And, injuries as well. Xavier Worthy got his surgery today on his torn labrum. So that's a positive step. But that's right out the gate. Third play of the game.
Gone.
Torn labrum. Done.
Yep. And
then luckily the guy's tough and he played through it all season, but you had that and you had Rashee Rice out for 6 games. There's a lot of, from the get-go, having to patch up things. And it's just not, it just, from the get-go, man, it was a tough go. So to say it's Andy Reid's fault, it's just not.
How many games did we lose, one-score games? How many was it? It was several of them.
Yeah.
And if we just play here, play there, everything changes. We'll be in the playoffs. That's where we were. So there was a lot. There was a lot just went on this past year, man.
Chargers, we lost by 6. Eagles, we lost by 3. Giants, we won. Ravens, we won. Jaguars, we lost by 3. Lions, we won. Raiders, we won. Commanders, we won. Bills lost by 7. Broncos lost by 3. Beat the Colts. Lost by 3 of the Cowboys. And then the Texans game. That was the first time we lost by 2 possessions.
You know what I mean? So we keep looking at this and like nobody just whooped us. You know what I'm saying? Nobody just beat our head in. It was nothing like that. All season it was one play here, one play there, and we just didn't get it done. You didn't. So sure. Come in with more creative juices, flowing, put some things up on the board, different philosophies, talk about some of the things that you want to do a little bit differently. J-Dub was sitting there saying we didn't adjust. We didn't adjust like we should have. Was it a failure on some of the offensive coordinator? Probably. Absolutely. Should we hold guys accountable more than what we did? Probably. But when you win Super Bowls, you expect guys to understand exactly what the culture is and how you do things. And guess what? This is one down year, Marcus. First time we ain't been in the playoffs in how long? That's what I'm saying.
2015, I think.
Man, brother, like, let's take stock of what's going on. And I think people realize, I don't think people realize how hard it is to get to a Super Bowl. Not just get to a Super Bowl, but to win one.
Yeah.
This is coming from a player, y'all. I have some great coaches. I thought we had some really good teams. I just didn't get it done. It is
right here, baby. This team, this 203 team, baby.
Yes, sir. Should have did it. We had everything that we needed. Maybe we stopped somebody different. But man, it's a hard task. It's a hard task. Shoot.
And to have this conversation come around, it just also shows how what Mike Tomlin did was no easy feat. I know people want to mock him, say he never had any losing seasons, but like we're talking one down year for us, right? We're below 500. Mike Tomlin, his teams, how good, how bad, how good they were, regardless, the guy never had a losing season in 15 years. I mean, that's insane to think about. Never had a losing season in 15 years.
Yeah, it is insane. DJ Jazz makes a point. Andy Reid pointed out just after our season ended that the penalties as a key this season to lose the close games that we won in 20 points. That's the truth. There's a lot of penalties that took us out of either field goal range or stalled a drive, and it was 3rd and long, and now suddenly we off the field. It was too much of that. this past year. Way too much of it. Drop passes. How many we have drop passes that turn into turnovers? I mean, we shot ourselves in the foot.
Big time.
That's what we did. It'd be different if we were sitting there getting beat by 14, 2 touchdowns or 10 and, not even having a chance. Wasn't that way, Marcus?
Yeah, and people act like that was what happened this year because people act like the Raiders game, the Broncos game, the Titans game were all kind of symbolic of how the season went. Not really, because we just went over more than half the losses we had were by a possession.
Well, the Broncos game, the last one, we was in it.
Yeah, okay. I mean, the Raiders and Titans game. Those are two games people want to pretty much say that 2025 season was those two games, and not really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
well, that's just a good start. So tonight's episode, guys, we're going to get into the offensive coordinator, latest on that. A familiar face who's kind of been teasing for 2 years that he might come back to Kansas City. And then, of course, we're going to open up the phone lines for you guys to come in here and talk to us about anything you want Chiefs related. So without further ado, let's dig in, JD.
Okay. First, I wanted to talk about something fun. Okay.
Go for it.
Been on Twitter. Yeah, if you haven't seen me, I follow me on Twitter. I've had some conversations talking to different people about Ruben Bain. Okay. And one of the guys I compared him with, and the more I think about it, the more I look at it, I was saying a guy like Robert Mathis. And because somebody's like, it was Darren Carter. Darren, we follow each other, and Darren's a pretty sound guy with, what his thought and the things he says. And he said something, I don't know if I can pull it up, but I kind of wondered, what was, let me see. He said, if he does indeed have shorter arms, is that the real factor in one's ability to rush the passer? Are you concerned about that at all? So I made a point. I said, I think that Ruben Bain is a better prospect than Karlaftis is. He's going to be that at worst. Seriously, when he comes in. So as far as me and, how I see a guy that can play that position, he's explosive. He's an explosive guy. And, just kind of talking about that position, but also too talking about his stature. Okay. And it always brings up the arms things, the arms. And I was just sitting there talking about how explosive, athletically, how powerful he is, the strength, him able to turn the corner, the things he's able to do would bode well coming into the Kansas City Chiefs. I really do. And the more I think about it, the more I keep getting into it, not that I need to convince it anyway, the more I think we do need a Ruben Bain here, if we're able to get him. And I said, man, if he's able, we need to go and run and get him immediately. Some of us as football players were kind of talking. One of my boys brought up the list of running backs that's coming into free agency. And
it's a damn good list.
It's a good list. And so he said, would any of y'all guys take this? We got guys, played a lot of years. And he said he wouldn't take any of the guys on the list, free agent guys. I said, man, if the price point is $10 and $12 million, you wouldn't take it? He said, no. He said, I'd take a guy, a third-round pick, running back in the draft. He didn't talk about Love, but could you go get another guy, a third-round pick at running back? Remember the Penn State guy, somebody that might be able to do some of the things that they do.
For sure. I wouldn't mind that.
Yeah. Take that guy. Still got Rashard Smith. Hopefully still got Kareem Hunt. Boost up your wide receivers. O-line gets better than what it was last year. And you can see where everything goes. Then you could crush, getting all your putting some eggs in your basket on defense. Because the way I looked at, man, Anderson and Hunter, in Houston, how them jokers fly around, that's the reason when they sit there and say defenses win championships. That's exactly what that is. to overcome a 3-turnover game like that and come in and get 2 scores off turnovers, I mean, they were kicking Pittsburgh's tail up and down the field. There was no stopping them. And so when I sit there, that's how I want to look at our defensive line when they do things. That's what I want to look at. I want to see our defense flying around. We can have a defense like that. If we get some guys in here, not just on the front line, but also on the back end, Marcus, I think we ain't too far away, man, to having something in the defense like that. We just let guys go, really.
Yeah.
Just let them go get it.
Because having a guy like Bain or Bailey will open up things for Chris Jones and allow him to be Chris Jones. We really haven't seen him be that guy for like 2 years. So,
well, go get a couple of guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Go get. We talked about go get 3.
Yeah.
I mean, you look. We look at the depth chart on defensively what it looks like, right?
Yeah, well, we're gonna need to get 3. And we saw a defensive tackle list free agency. There were some good names out there, guys that you won't break the bank. So yeah, I'm with you. Let me ask you, Bain. Based on what you've seen from Bain, and obviously with combine and all that stuff's gonna, the measurements, you could knock him down, whatever. Is that a type of talent where we're at number 9? Let's say he's there at 5 or 6. Would you be okay if the Chiefs traded picks to get up there?
Trade picks to get up. I mean, we got number 9 right now.
No, I'm saying if he's 5 or 6 and we don't think he's going to come to 9, if Veach and them are getting scared and antsy that he's fallen and like he might not make it to 9, would you be okay if they trade a pick to get up there to swap?
I don't know. If it depends on what it is. It had to be the setup. It has to be a great setup, right?
Right.
I mean, other than that, I'm not going to go reach for a guy. If he falls to us a 9, take him. Bailey, hopefully, one of those guys is going to be on the board.
I hope so.
One of them will be. I'm pretty sure of it.
I'm just scared that Dante Moore is going back to school. Like, that's one less quarterback. A lot of mocks had both quarterbacks going 1 and 2, the Raiders and the Jets. And he's out now, and I'm going to be rooting for Ty Simpson and Chambliss to dominate at the combine so those guys can get in the top 10. But Dante Moore not being in there kind of throws a wrench into things for and I hope it's not the case, though.
Yeah. Well,
still a lot to be seen. No, the combine's coming, and that's a
lot. There's a lot can happen in between that here and now. But if based off everything at this moment, what we know, just looking at it, I would be happy getting a Bain or a Bailey at 9.
100%.
I wouldn't want a safety unless we didn't have those 2 guys. I wouldn't. I don't think a safety would be as a pivotal position if you don't get those guys right, the pass rush right. Just,
I would say Downs would be my 3rd option behind Bain and Bailey. I think Downs would be a great piece to have if Bain and Bailey are off the board. That would be where I'd want to go. I want to go Downs over some of the other guys people are talking about. I know Peter Woods is okay, but we talked about there's good depth defensive tackles to get in the 2nd or 3rd round. There's good guys in free agency to get. I wouldn't want to go Peter Woods there at number 9. I'd rather go Downs because I think Downs would be a more of an impact player overall. Not so much a position of need. Well, I mean, Cook's going to be a free agent. But as far as Downs between Downs and Peter Woods, I'd probably lean Downs there. But again, he's a guy that a lot of people say, based on what they see at combine, when he starts interviewing teams, he might be a top 5 guy. So who knows?
When's the last time a safety's been a top 10 pick?
It was Jamal Adams and Eric Berry, the last 2, I believe.
Jamal Adams, he didn't last that long, right?
Was Jamal Adams in a top 10? If it's not Jamal Adams, then it's definitely Eric Berry. Let's see. Okay, yeah, Jamal Adams, 6th pick, and then Eric Berry was, I believe, 6 or 7. So yeah, those are the last 2 safeties that were top 10.
And so Jamal didn't really work out.
I mean, he had a couple Pro Bowl seasons his first few years, and then he kind of fell off.
Fell off a little bit. So.
Yeah, first team All-Pro 2019, second team All-Pro 2018, 2020. Yeah, so after year 3 is where you start to see a big-time decline.
Yeah.
He's still in the league now. He's a linebacker now, but yeah, he's made a career for himself.
Right. No, I mean, you got what you wanted. I mean, shoot, Pro Bowls and stuff. Yeah, I could take that for sure.
Obviously, I hope if we get Downs, I hope it's longer than a 3-year run of being a stud.
Yeah. Yeah, but that my comp kind of looking at it, I would want a Baines to be something like a Robert Mathis. If he's anywhere near something like that, I'll take it. Robert Mathis' arms was not long. He didn't have long arms. And this is me personally knowing blocking him. And I was sitting there saying, like, man, look, one of the hardest guys I ever had to block was Robert Mathis. One, because he was 6'2", he was low, and he just had power in his hands and the tightness of his hands because they were shorter. You don't need a long torso. When they look into the measurements of things, right, you're going to have outliers, of course, but, same thing with quarterbacks. You're a huge Baker Mayfield fan, right? Baker is maybe 6 foot, standing on a phone book and a couple of Reese Pieces, okay? He is, all right? That's what he's doing, okay? I mean, Drew Brees, we can keep going after these guys, right? Russell Wilson, okay? Doug Flutie. I mean, there's some short dudes who can get the things done, right?
Yeah.
And so you see guys, it's like, hey, man, sometimes these measurables don't always work with everybody. We get why they have measurables because they are indicators and stuff to success. But, if I'm sitting over looking at, like a guy like Robert Mathis and even, Freeney on the other side, shoot, Michael Parsons, inch, half an inch longer than Baines. That's you got to know that a guy like him could be successful. I think we're too hung up on him not having long arms. Too hung up on it, man.
It's too much of this like long arms and like the Spags guy thing. I think the Spags guy, not long arms, and like just because I hear you got a long arm argument with Bane, and you have him not being a Spags guy with Bailey. I'm hearing both these things, and it's like, come on, guys. It's a need, and both these guys are the top 10 blue chip pieces. And if we can get one of them, be very happy and take it and run,
Absolutely. The guys we got and the guys we're going to get also too in the draft, accept it. Take it. Because their defense will be able to get guys off the field. That's what they'll be able to do. Get some turnovers, generate some pressures, and all. That's what you need. When you have 4 hit home, then you don't have to bring a full blitz and leave a linebacker on, a tight end, and stuff like that. You have guys that can sit there in zone, drop 7, and let your dogs eat. Go get it. Let your wolves go get it. Go get him.
Yeah.
Right? Take the collar off, let him go get him. That's what you want to be able to see. That's what we need to see from a D-line coming in this year. So.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one thing that Bain has, I think Mathis has more of, I would say more of a more speedster, whereas Bain kind of makes up the speed with his kind of his strength. I mean, you see in his legs. Like, I think I saw their maybe I could be wrong about this. I want to say like a 20 to 25 pound difference between the two. I think they're the same height, but there might be a 20 to 25 pound difference between the two. I don't know. Just based on the look, I think he might be a little bit heavier than him.
Yeah, but we see him turn the corner. Yeah, we see him turn the corner on a couple.
Oh, for sure.
And so, if that's something that he can learn to get here and then just refine his, his game, shoot, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, so we kind of alluded to in the beginning of the show that we were going to be talking about our OC, and that's been kind of the big topic here. And the reports are the Chiefs have been quiet on interviewing offensive coordinator candidates, and a lot of people are saying that's probably because we want Chicago Bears offensive coordinator or running backs coach Eric Bieniemy, our former offensive coordinator, who can't interview right now. He's they're waiting for that season to be done for him to come over and interview with us. And then another rumor is Mike Kafka is another guy to be rumored and linked to us as well. But all that to say, 2 familiar faces, and hearing a lot of I guess backlash in a way, if that is the way they want to go. And our guy in front of the show, Carrington Harrison, had a nice rebuke about that potential of bringing back Eric Bieniemy. And also Alex Smith also had something to say about our offensive coordinator spot as well. So I'm going to let these two play, and we'll get your thoughts on the other side.
I think they're waiting on Eric Bieniemy to be available. I think they're waiting for the Bears season to end, and the plan is to bring back Eric Bieniemy as their offensive coordinator. it will just be so unimaginative if that's what they do. Eric Bieniemy has a lot of weaknesses. He's not scheme guy. He's not new direction guy. He's not new ideas person. That's what they need. They need new ideas guy. And it seems to me, if you bring back Eric Bieniemy, they just want to bring back good cop, bad cop. Andy's good cop and Eric Bieniemy's bad cop, which that has a defined role, and that is a very valuable thing to have. What the Chiefs need is an infusion of new ideas. If you bring back Eric Bieniemy and Andy's still calling plays and it's the same as it's always been, you just continued an extension of everything that you've already been doing. You just changed the cap from red to blue. You didn't change the formula. You didn't change the ingredients. You just changed the packaging. I really do like Eric Bieniemy. Honestly, I really do like Eric Bieniemy. I wish him nothing but success. Bringing Eric Bieniemy back is one of the worst ideas they could have.
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked if they bring Kafka back.
Really? Kafka
Yeah.
and Andy?
Yep.
How come?
Like Andy just rarely brings somebody outside of his circle back in,
Should he?
So you start. I don't think it's a bad thing if he did bring out somebody without, but I think in some ways Kafka fits that so perfectly, right? He just spent 4 or 5 years with Dayball, that system. I think, but obviously he knows this Chiefs system so well.
Yeah.
I think he could bring in some outside ideas.
Chiefs fans want that, I think. They want an outside hire.
The hard part is, right, I know some people are frustrated with the offense, certainly, and it's Nagy, but listen, Andy's doing the offense, right? We all know this. So I think, and Andy knows it, right? So it's a little bit of it's, when you're the offensive coordinator there, you only have so much input.
So JD, obviously a lot with Carrington Harrison, but I feel like his sentiment was what a lot of fans are talking about as far as bringing back Eric Bieniemy and just bringing back a guy who's already been around. Then Alex Smith, other part, says Mike Kafka would be probably the guy they bring back. Also says that, at the end of the day, it's Andy's show and he's the one running it. Offensive coordinator will have suggestions and whatnot, but it's Andy's show. He makes the final call and everything. What did you make of both these kind of sentiments here, JD?
It was two sentiments of one, like you said, from the fan perspective, and two from the guy that's been in the building, who's run the offense before, who understands what offense is and what a coordinator is all about. Two totally different mindsets right there is what that is. And I get it. I get it from Alex Smith's standpoint, what he understands. And he said it perfectly. He knows this is Andy's offense. And I said that before. Whoever comes in, they got to work well with Andy. Andy's got to be able to make the adjustments with whatever he the people he comes in with. If it's new blood, Kafka brings in, like you said, some of Dabo's, some of his philosophy. He can help twist some of the things with new ideas. Andy's a brilliant guy. Okay, it's not like he's just we're just gonna keep running the same old thing. We're gonna get back into the wing tee, even though it didn't work last year. Let's go back to the wing tee again. No. If you see that there's a need, he's doing a full evaluation because Andy's been successful in the league, then Andy knows how to make adjustments during all season. He knows how to be creative. We've seen that. We've seen other people bite off of some of the things that Andy's done. And so Andy could come in, bring Kafka in, or Bieniemy, who's been under Ben Johnson, he's been with the Commander, he's been other places, and say, what have y'all learned? Y'all bring these guys in. What have you learned? Now, that will be key. That will be key as far as with your personnel saying, what can we do differently that's just going to help us be successful? I'm not opposed to Bieniemy coming back. I'm not opposed to Kafka coming in. Bieniemy, you know me. I told you, I know EB. EB, I thought should have had a chance to get a head coaching job. He hasn't done it, whatever, right? I always wanted to see him, aspire for other things. But if he comes back here, one thing he'll do, some of that's been getting away from us these past couple of years was the penalties, drop balls, maybe guys not being on their stuff like they should have. EB will get that going. Running back wise, EB is going to get that going. When he went to the Commanders, all we heard out of camp was, oh, he's too hard. Wide receivers coming in complaining about EB and his coaching staff and whatnot. And EB's like, man, these suckers right here need to grow up. That's what's wrong with these guys. There's too much softness going on out here. That's why they ain't won. Everybody's complaining because I'm too hard on them. That's what it is. And so if you have a coach, it ain't no good cop, bad cop type of deal. This is a guy that's going to hold you accountable, that you need to hear truth from type of deal, type of guy. That's what you need. And so when you see things like that, we know it works well. It works. It works. So we can sit there and say, oh, it's going to be stale. It ain't like EB's going back to 2018, 2019, doing the same old plays. He's learned more plays since being away. He's been under some really great offensive minds. They're learning all these different things that's out here too. And so he's going to adopt that philosophy. Same like Kafka. He's went up there with Dabo. Dabo, we know he's a quarterback guru. That's what he does. Okay? He's taken some of that philosophy, learned how to do it. He can put some of those things together. So I'm not opposed to any of those guys coming back, to be honest with you. I'm not. Andy works well with those guys. They talk the same language. They do. And sometimes we bring the new offensive coordinator in. You got to learn the guy. You got to learn what he does. All those different things. Mike McDaniels, I'm not saying he'll have an ego. Cliff Kingsbury, maybe. But I told you, those two guys definitely going for a head coaching job. Kafka was another guy that was, they've been talking about him getting a head coaching job as well. So these are just different scenarios, man. I think when people look at this, they don't think that guys grow. I don't know why they don't think coaches grow in their philosophy. They don't get any more knowledge. I don't know why they think they're just going to go back, like I said, to the wing tee all over again. We're going to get the wide receiver, put their hand in the dirt. How about that? You're going to do it that way. No, it's a different league. There's some different things you could possibly do with the personnel that you get. And so that's why it's imperative that you get the right guys in the draft, but you get the guys, you take your time interviewing who you want to interview. Like I said, the young guy out there with the Rams. I can't think of his name, Marcus. What's his name?
Schulhouse.
Schulhouse, whatever he is. The guy that's from like Kansas City, around that area, right? He's right there with McVay. Is that who you want? Bring him in then. Okay? They still in the playoffs. We can't interview him yet. He's still in the playoffs. So they're probably waiting for all of that to happen. Behind the scenes, they're making phone calls. Behind the scenes, they're making assessments. So everybody thinks everything has to happen right now. And it doesn't. It doesn't have to happen right now. They're going to take their time, Marcus. Let them have their time to get who they need to get in here. Okay? Shoot. Dougie could come back here. Doug Peterson. I might be talking to him too. So these things just happen all during all season. And guess what? They're going to go to work. When they go to work, they're going to go to work. And they're going to go full sledge into this thing. That's what they're going to do. So I'm not worried.
I feel like the EB thing, just for whatever reason, he's such a divisive guy. And for fans, some love him, some can't stand him, which doesn't make any sense to me. And I feel like, honestly, every offensive coordinator we've had here, fans just don't like for whatever reason. Because I think we've talked about it, JD, is the fact that whenever you have a bad game, it's the OC's fault. And he's not doing that. It's obviously it's Nagy or EB, fill in the blank. It's their problem. So I think that's the kind of go-to with fans there. But EB, I mean, people forget, like, AFC Championship game, we play in Baltimore. This is when he's with the Commanders at the time. EB comes to our hotel and gives a pregame speech to us. I mean, like, this guy, and you talk about he's been with Ben Johnson, who people call the next QB whisperer and the next offensive guru. Okay, we spent a year with him, so he definitely got tutelage from him. Mm-hmm. Did his own thing in Washington. Went to UCLA, was the offensive coordinator there. You know, he was the OC, but I'm sure he met and Deshaun Foster and had a lot of other things going on over there as well. Then he goes to Chicago and is doing this thing with Ben Johnson now. So yeah, we like everybody. We all evolve, we all learn, we all add new things to our bag. So people say, "Oh, it's EB. We're bringing the same EB from 2022, and that's it." Well, no, because he's been around the block, and that was part of the reason why he left. And he wanted him to grow as a coach. He wanted to get a head coaching job, but he grew. He was there was no Andy Reid. He was OC in two different places. running backs coach in Chicago. So he's learned. So people were saying we're going to get this guy, he's plucking him off the street and bringing him back. It's just literally just going to be a regurgitation of what it was 3 years ago. It's silly, and it's obviously they don't know ball if people think that. But and then the thing I thought was interesting, Kafka, that's another person that's name's thrown out there. Very similar to what you said, right? Coach with Dayball. You know, and he's had he obviously learned some stuff from Dayball. But again, at the end of the day, it's all what Andy wants to do. And I think a guy who has been with us when we won Super Bowls, a guy who, do we have time to run Wasp? Who's Mahomes asking that question to? He's asking Eric Bieniemy that. Okay. So people want to, whatever they want to say about EB, he's been around for stuff. And even when he wasn't here, the team obviously liked him enough, because I know there's a lot of this BS around that, the players don't like him. They have a beef with him. Really? That's why the coaching staff had him come speak to the team before the AFC Championship game when he wasn't a coach on the staff. Yeah. Come on, guys. If players didn't like a coach, JD, they wouldn't be bringing him back for a game to be a speaker the following year. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Only guys that don't like to be coached up, the guys that don't like being held accountable. And that's what EB's going to do. He's going to coach them hard, but he's going to coach them truthfully. And that's the problem. And so when you do have some of those guys that hadn't had that type of coaching before, Marcus, might rub them the wrong way, then you better put your big boy pants on, because EB ain't gonna cut no words with you. He's going to be straight up 1,000% to let you know exactly how it is. And so you have to get with the program. He could bring a lot of that responsibility, accountability back to some of these guys that, like I told you, might be Hen or these false starts and all this different things. EB ain't gonna take none of that. He gonna call you straight out. He will. He gonna hurt your feelings. And so you're gonna learn real well. This is not college. Some of those bad tendencies you brought from college or from other teams and stuff like that does not fly. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you do. So I'm not opposed to it whatsoever. I'm just not. But to think that EB, like you said, hasn't grown as an offensive coordinator or having different philosophies and thoughts, I think that they're just completely wrong. Then they don't understand how this thing works. They don't.
And the thing is, the biggest thing I've heard, we talked about on the show already tonight, is the penalties and how this team was not disciplined. Well, what's better than to have a guy who's going to run this offense like a drill sergeant? Players, when EB comes to the room, they're going to be sitting up straight, no one's going to be giggling. There's no smiles on their face. And also on top of that, running back issues, right? Everyone talks about how disastrous our running back room was. Well, EB, if you look at his track record, probably one of the best running back coaches in the NFL over the last 20 years. Mm-hmm. Okay. So those are two issues: discipline and running back. Well, that's the guy to make sure your running back room is tip top, and also to make sure these these penalties, these false starts, these alignment issues are gone as well. Sir. So the two things that people complain all they want about, but they want to bring in Cliff Kingsbury, Mahomes is golfing buddy to be our offensive coordinator. I love Cliff Kingsbury. I think he's a great offensive mind, but people want to fix these discipline problems and all these different types of things. And you're going to get Cliff Kingsbury, who's going to be pound around with the guys. I mean, come on. Cliff Kingsbury is not going to be putting the fear of God into these dudes. EB will, but not Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah. So they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out. Like I said, I'm not. We know EB will come in. He'll do a good job. He'll do a great job, actually. Kafka will too. Kingsbury, absolutely. So, LaShawn McCoy, yeah. I think it's a lot of the slander came through what LaShawn was saying, and he just wasn't used to that. He wasn't used to a dude that played ball before, play that position, and get in his tail like, "Hey, man, I don't care what you did other places or who you think you are. This right here ain't gonna fly." And the thing is, it helped when they was up in New England when some of those guys, when you seen Mike McDaniels get in with Tom Brady, he let Tom just, "Hey, man, we're gonna go at it. We're gonna go at it." Sometimes it's what it needs. So, yeah, he could definitely do it. He could definitely, all day. Okay, Missouri all day. Give Eve a dual role OC running back coach. He could definitely do it. he can definitely become that guy. So
he'll definitely have his eyes in the running back room for sure.
Oh,
if
man.
he's
I couldn't imagine a better running backs coach in OC. He get those guys straight, man. He'll get those guys straight. He would. So.
And I want to say Pacheco's best year was when EB was still on the staff. I'm not saying it's all him, but I mean, look at Chicago right now. They drafted Kyle Monangai in the 7th round, and that guy is looking like their main bell cow over there. They could probably part ways with Swift because how good Monangai looks over there. And look at his history. The AP days when he was with us when Charles got hurt. Kendrick West and Spencer Ware looked phenomenal with EB as our RB's coach. So, like, the proof's in the pudding with the RB stuff. But I'm just saying, discipline and the running backs, two things that he can check. And those are probably you take away some of these penalties, we probably win some of these games. We're probably maybe in the playoffs.
Yeah, have a much better running game. Because not only he's going to hold the running backs accountable, he's going to hold the offensive line accountable too. Them young guys. He's like, hey, it's right here on the board. This ain't gonna fly. This ain't NFL standard. Where you learn this at? Where'd you learn this? BYU, Ohio State. You know, this ain't gonna do it. Was this when you was over there in San Fran? Is that how you was dealing with things? He'd get on them. Hey, and he'll make sure they're gonna fit that standard. He's gonna make sure of that. So,
yeah, no, I agree, and obviously we'll see what happens. That Bears might lose this weekend, and we'll see if that does happen. But also, big note. I didn't include this in there, but big note of that interview with Alex Smith. Alex Smith said he's heard, and I'm sure he's got plenty of connects in that building. And Matt Nagy is all but gone. They haven't officially announced it yet, but that tells you a lot there.
Yeah, Nagy's gonna get a head coach job somewhere. One of these jobs open.
You think? You think he's gonna get a head coaching job?
I think so.
I think he's gonna pull an EB, be an OC somewhere else without Andy.
I don't know.
I mean, I'd be shocked if he gets a head coaching job. Obviously, Tennessee, we have the connections with their GM over there, so that if there was one place, it would be there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's get to our final topic, and I'm going to post a link for our invite after this topic, guys. You guys can come in and ask away all your questions. But tonight, we got another reunion topic here. I know people they love the EB reunion, but let's talk Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill recently went on social media, and as he has for the last 2 years, talking about the Chiefs, talked about potentially coming back in the offseason, kind of gave a wink, like we'll see kind of deal. And this is big, right? You have 3 receivers on this going into this offseason, only 3 receivers: Royals, Worthy, and Rashee Rice. Rashee Rice obviously has this thing going on with his woman. That's a whole issue in itself. Worthy just has torn labrum, has surgery on his labrum, and Royals never really got to see much of him this past year. So 3 kind of question marks there. Tyreek Hill on his own right, he had the injury last year. A lot of people said it was going to take him maybe 2 years to recover from. But since then, I haven't really seen much on it. But Drew Rosenhaus said that he should be ready by the time the season starts. It's his agent. But here is what Tyreek Hill posted this past week, and here's his agent talking about his injury.
That's so sweet of you this morning. We'll see what happens in the offseason, maybe.
All of the torn ligaments, the injuries went back into place naturally. There's no nerve damage, no blood flow issues, no broken bones. The cartilage is fine. The goal is for him to be ready to play next season. It's only one surgical procedure. There was some concern that it might be more than one surgery. But right now, everything went as well as we could have hoped for. We'll pray for Tyreek to have a speedy recovery. We know he'll do a great job with his rehab. And the goal is for him to be back and back to himself by the start of next season.
So, JD, obviously you're familiar with agent speak. There's coach speak. There's also agent speak, right? And obviously he's going to hype this guy up and make it seem like it's not as bad as it was. Tyreek's responded to many fans over the last few months, saying that he will be ready to play in 2026. Obviously, we remains to be seen. However, Dolphins are expected to cut him this offseason. They're going through their own retooling over there in kind of rebuild. But talk about the Chiefs having 3 receivers going into next year. The Chiefs obviously love reunions. We always talk about that, how they always love to bring back guys who know the system and all this. What do you make of Tyreek kind of teasing a potential return? We'll see what happens in the offseason. And do you think this would be good? Because I know there's a lot of fans say start fresh. Let's just find new blood all across the board. Stop bringing back guys. What do you make of that?
I agree with that, but there's certain guys that you wouldn't have an issue bringing back. Tyreek is one of them. I wouldn't have an issue with Tyreek coming back. Drew Rollhouse is something else, boy. He had joking something else. Yeah. See his hair, and Tyreek, and I was like, look at Drew. So funny. Man, look, if they cut him, what would the price point be to get a receiver like Tyreek Hill here? Is his best football behind him? You could say because of the injury, yeah, maybe. But I tell you what, there's not too many people on this planet can do what Tyreek Hill can do with a football in his hands. Not. And if he's a shell of his former self, if he's 90% of what he was last year, he's still going to be better than probably 98% of the NFL with a football in his hands. So I get getting new, fresh blood out here, Marcus. I do. But some guys I'm not opposed to bringing back. Tyreek Hill is one of them. Tyreek Hill is one of them. And so he comes, let's say he comes back. Him, Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes. You just bring out the old Warriors, giving him one more go, one more time. Kelsey, for old time's sakes, let's just go get it. That would be something I would pay to see. I would. It's something I would pay to see. Now, I don't know how much they would pay to get him. That'd be the question. I don't know what he'll go for. So we've seen Tyreek say certain things, but I know what talks to Tyreek too. And Do-Re Me talks. He like a little money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But shoot, I'm not opposed to it. What do you think? What's your opinion of it?
I think obviously with this injury being the way it is, the initial reports were, oh man, he might be career ending. It might be a 2-year recovery, multiple surgeries. And once it was one surgery and apparently he's already rehabbing. I do think we get a deal on him. I'm not saying he's going to come for a veteran minimum, but I do think they could get a deal on him. And I do think the last 2 years he's been talking about coming back to Kansas City. Even before this injury, he was hating it in Miami the last 2 years, posting on Snapchat stories, all these photos of him and Mahomes and all these things. I think he obviously wants to come back. I think he definitely regrets it. He doesn't regret the money, but I think he regrets leaving for Miami. And you know, the fact that it just didn't go the way. I mean, he tried to talk himself into Tua being the guy, and that wasn't the case. But I think having him, and I know people are saying, "Oh, Worthy, what are we talking about Tyreek for?" Well, that's 3 receivers, guys. Worthy had the ankle injury this year, had a torn labrum injury this year. Rashid Rice, we don't know what's going to happen with his whole situation. We don't know what kind of guy Royals is yet. So having a guy who knows the system, a guy who can maybe come in for a 1-year deal, prove it to show the world, hey, like I'm still Tyreek Hill. Because I think that's what it'd be at the end of the day. I think if he is ready by the start of the season, I think he'll sign a 1-year, prove it to us to show, hey, like I'm still this guy. Signs a 1-year deal with us. So I do think Tyreek would be. It'd be awesome. One last go, especially if Kelsey's done after this year. You have one last of the trio, the 3 horsemen.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You have all 3 of those guys hobbling into the season, you know. But I shoot that's the trio that works for me, man. The 3 amigos, they could get it done. Okay, even as like I said, the shells they form itself, whatever it is, no question, they can get it done. Those 3 are ballers. They work well together, and so I think it'd be awesome. You could still probably go steal some young blood as wide receiver. They ain't gonna change. That doesn't change their plan to doing that. So I still think that's a possibility you do, especially in the draft. Marcus, would you use a 9th pick on a wide receiver?
It depends. It depends if Bain and Bailey are gone. That's it for me. If Bain and Bailey are gone, then there's definitely a conversation to be had because those 2 are gone. then there's potential Carnell Tate being there from Ohio State. And then that's definitely a conversation to have. I know Tage is a big fan of Tyson from Arizona State. I'm not so much a big fan of him. But I think a lot of injuries, and like if you watch his tape, a lot of body catches. Now I don't want to see body catches. Too many body catches, honestly. I was like, but he's a talented kid nonetheless. But yeah, I would say it's definitely in the conversation. If Bain and Bailey are gone, then you have the question there. Do you do that and get a receiver who can be an all-around guy, not just a niche guy? And we talked about it before. We have a bunch of niche guys. We don't have a guy who can do it all. And I think you could do that there, and you can solve your receiver issues for the next 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, man. Always good questions.
Would you be against that?
If Bain and Bailey are gone, no, I wouldn't be against it.
Okay.
He's got to be a game changer. And I know they have like the top 3. There's some good receivers out there. There's some good receivers out coming in the draft. You could probably get a guy in the second round too. So what about the dude now? I was going to say the tight end. You wouldn't go 9 on him for Oregon.
Sadiq.
Yeah.
No, especially if Kelsey comes back 1 more year, it saves you 1 more year to having to have that conversation about tight ends. I think. Yeah, you could also make the argument he could tutor him for 1 year, but also like we don't know what we have in Brainstorm, and they kept him around for a reason. I know people will dog us for saying that, but they kept him around for a reason. Yeah. And maybe it's a lot to ask for an undrafted guy, but they kept him around for something.
Yep. Cal Pitts is still out there. He's gonna be a free agent.
Yeah.
Pitts guy.
He showed some flashes towards the end of the season. I mean, I never bought into the whole hype of Pitts. I think he'll be asking for a lot of money, and there'll be a team out there who'll give it to him.
I'm gonna send this list to you so you can put it up here. Okay. All right. This 2020 NFL free agents. We look at the free agents on this list.
But you did bring up a good point about the Tyreek, JD, that his 90%, if he's not the 100% Tyreek when he comes back from his rehab, 90% Tyreek is still faster than probably every receiver in the league.
Heck yeah. He's got a rare talent, man, and it shoot. Guy like him probably heals fast. I don't think he's always looked like he's been in tremendous shape, man. He just was a freak thing. So things do happen. If somebody could come back from this, it'd be Tyreek. So,
yeah, and again, it's a guy who knows their offense. Everyone always talks about when we bring in guys, they don't know the system and all that. Well, Tyreek knows the system at the back of his hand, so like that would not be an issue as well.
He can help some other guys.
He can help Worthy. Mm-hmm. He can help Royals. He can help Rashid.
Yeah, my guy was sitting over here. He looked at the list. He said he wouldn't get nobody off his list.
All right, let's see here. So this is a top 12 skill. There's top 14 skill list.
Yeah.
Okay, Pickens is going to get paid a lot. Brees and Kenneth Walker, I would take either one of those two guys and be happy about it. Alec Pierce, there's a lot of Chiefs fans who like Alec Pierce. I'm good. I'm good on him, and I'm good on his price point.
What do you think they're asking? What do you?
I mean, I think I saw that Spot Trek has him getting like 16 or 17 mil a year. That's his average. And I'm good on that.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Tyquan Thornton for half that.
Mm-hmm.
Travis Etienne, I'd be okay with Etienne too. Again, you and I think we're kind of in the same boat with all these running backs. I'd be okay with a lot of running backs.
Huh?
I'd be okay with a lot of these running backs. I mean, even Rico Dowdle, I'd be happy with. I think he'd become cheaper than the other guys. But
Rico was balling this past year. Balling.
Juwan Jennings, but that's another guy who could probably get paid a good amount.
Yeah, I'm not really a big Juwan Jennings fan. It's okay. Javonte Williams, I'm not really a Javonte Williams fan as well.
Yeah.
I do like Rico. Wandale would fit into what we do.
He would. He definitely fits our mold for sure.
1,000%. That'd be our type. But he
also different though in a way where like he is like our type as far as size wise. We don't really have a possession guy like that. He's more of a possession guy than any of our dudes.
Shout out, man, to Western Hills, man, from Frankfort, Kentucky. He a bad boy, man. Always has been. Wandale Robinson.
Oh, is that where he's from?
Yep. He's just right up the street, man.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's very he's what like Sterling Shepard was to the Giants like many years ago, and he kind of came in and took that role from him to being like their underneath guy, and like he can take some hits, man. He's not like we said, he's a small stature guy. He takes some licks and he just gets right up. Tough son of a gun.
Would you go get a Malik Willis to be your backup guy?
No, he's gonna get paid a lot, JD.
You think? I'm just saying. Since he backed up Love this past year, I know he's a former first round pick. You don't know how teams are really viewing. You know what I'm saying? I like him a lot. I do. Is he going to go somewhere and be somebody starting quarterback? Is he going? You think so?
Pittsburgh could be one team off the top of my head. They can make him their day one guy right off the bat.
So Rodgers is definitely not coming back because Tomlin's not going to be there.
Who knows in that situation? But I have to imagine they're going to the entire retooling of that team. But yeah, I mean, from what I've read, all the reports are there's teams that are foaming at the mouth to get Malik Willis,
right.
Especially with this being a horrible quarterback draft outside of Mendoza.
Oh yeah.
That's the guy that everybody's looking at and kind of pinpointing to as far as being the guy.
Raiders or somewhere. I mean, shoot, there's a couple places you can go.
Yeah, trying to see what his projected earnings are. Yeah, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna get paid a good coin, I think.
Good for him.
Yeah, no, a guy who's been around. I mean, shoot, Tennessee could have really ruined his career, but
sure did. Heck with those guys.
LaFleur saved him, man.
Ryan Tannehill not wanting to. I'm not going to teach him anything. Okay, you find yourself out of a job, buddy.
Oh, that's right. It was him. He was the quarterback.
Yes, he was.
What a loser, man.
Few choice words for that sucker.
Oh, look at him. No one ever signed him. But yeah, as far as those guys, I mean, yeah, if I was looking for a quarterback, I would say, yeah, let's take a flyer on Malik Willis. But for us, we know the kind of backup we need. It's a veteran guy like a Brissett, a Jameis Winston, that kind of guy. Yeah, and also Marcus Mariota could be another guy too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen so many Chief fans say they love Alec Pierce, and I'm like, I'm not paying $17 million a year for Alec Pierce. I ain't doing it.
He's a deep ball guy. When he's hot, he's hot. Other than that, he turns cold. Like I just sometimes he'll have a breakout game. And other times, like where's he been at? And that's where he's juggles up and down. Talented guy.
We talked about him in the past when he was more in his prime. What about Debo?
Ain't no way. We can survive with Geno. He ain't going back to the Raiders.
That'd be another guy. I mean, if he becomes a free agent, it's another guy I would love. I mean, I remember when he came out when we had the number one pick, we got Eric Fisher. I remember I think Geno was the top quarterback in that draft, and I remember everyone was like, "Ooh, Geno, like the Chiefs, he could be out. He could be run Andy Reid's offense." Obviously, it's been a long time since then. He'd be great.
Yeah, but Geno is going to go be the starting quarterback somewhere. He ain't looking to try to be backup.
Oof.
It's just, I mean, he had one bad season this past year. It was bad, but you could say, man, the line was bad. It was just bad. He didn't really. You took away a couple of receivers from him too. He didn't have what he needed. I won't on Geno's fault, man. It's not. It went all on his plate, man. He had a bad deal going out there with the Raiders. Set him up.
Yeah, I mean, Geno. I mean, another place that could use a quarterback would be Arizona. Arizona. I've read that they might part ways with Kyler Murray this offseason. Miami, another team that could part ways with Tua. There's gonna be a lot of like weird situations where you might get like guys like Malik Willis or Geno to get spots and a chance to start somewhere. The Jets also. The Jets are gonna need a quarterback, and they're not, unless they draft somebody with that number 2 pick. I don't see it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's skill position right there, man. So I like
And that list right there is all those reasons right there. Those running backs are all those reasons why I do not want Jeremiah Love at number 9.
Right.
That's it. That list is right there. That tells the whole story right there.
Or like my boy said, shoot, wait for a guy in the 3rd round. You're like, yeah.
Like I wouldn't mind it if we did sign, like, let's say we signed Kenneth Walker for a 2-year deal. It's like 2 years, like $16 million. Then okay, yeah, draft a guy in the 3rd or 4th round, because then in 2 years' time he could be the guy who steps up and is the guy. But if it's a 2-year deal to one of these running backs, sure, I don't mind that at all.
We got him for 2 years, 16 million. You better jump all over it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to see the projection for Malik Willis here. Malik Willis. So yeah, Malik Willis is his projection is about $11 million a year is what their Spot Track's projecting him to get this offseason. So not bad. Mm-hmm. Mariota, $8 million a year. Russell Wilson, $5 million a year. Okay, so 1 year, $5 million deal for Russell Wilson. I'm in.
I like Russ, man. Yeah. Rick Henderson said, I agree 100% with Tim Grunhard, draft Jeremiah Love.
Oh, boy.
I hear you. I'm definitely not on that train.
Yeah, because you look at, like we talked about before, like, Rick, go look at average of what projections defensive ends are going to be making this coming free agency, and then go look at what free agent running backs are supposed to be making. That tells you the whole story there, man.
Well, yeah, not only that, but you should look at, the running backs you drafted in the 1st round, like, Ashton Jitney last year. He didn't do anything, getting hit all the time if you're not blocking like you need to. Love's a talented guy, but we like throwing that rock. We do. And so I would rather get a seasoned guy as opposed to like a Love coming in and still have to learn how the offense, like it breathes, holds, breathe, and all those different things. The game is gonna speed up for him. It's gonna be different than it is in college. So he still had to make that year transition coming in. So we expect him to be what he did, like he did in college, at least from the running back position. It takes some time. Not saying he won't get there, but you want somebody who's right and plugged in, ready to go. Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
And obviously we were interested, hence why we almost made that trade during the midseason. So
yeah.
All right, so now we're going to head to our guest portion. We got our guy, Will. We haven't heard from Will in a while, so let's see what Will has to say. What's up, Will?
Will.
Hey, man. Hey, how's it going, y'all?
Man, we good, brother. How you been, man? Happy New Year's to you, man. 2026, baby. Good seeing you, brother. Good seeing you.
Yes, sir, man. I'm happy to be on the greatest Chiefs podcast in the world again.
Appreciate
Talk
that.
some ball, man.
Appreciate that love, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What do you think, Will? I see your comments over here. Who would you asking you the GM, Will? Who you taking? Very nice.
GM, Will.
Who you taking?
Dude, I mean, it's obvious, man. Especially if they're there. We going Baines, baby, all day long. Like you said, when you were watching the Texans and Steelers, man, what if we had that here in Kansas City, man? Because we already got Chris Jones. Karlaftis is good in a certain role, man. So if you put him in a certain role where you get another guy that's a go-getter, we get Norman Lott back. Gelati takes a step forward, man.
Yeah.
We could get some animals, man.
That's
Woo!
right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And FAU can come back too.
Hey, all hands on deck, man. Anybody come in here, get after the quarterback, get nasty, man. I want them to be hunting these guys down, man. Breathing down the necks.
They might give us some incentive too, man, for FAU to like, hey, man, shoot, hey, let me step up. This is my last go around. This is my last year to do it. Let me go ahead and get busy this year. So, man, I tell you what, when I'm just watching the defense, especially during the playoffs, how it just has changed the scope of games. And I'm just like, geez, we just hadn't had that. We hadn't had, Let 4 go and go get it. We have it. We just haven't had it. Kafka's had how many sacks? 6? Was it 7? 6. I think we gave him 1 extra, didn't we?
It's 6, yeah.
I mean, if that's your sack leader, man, we in a bad way. We in a bad way.
Yeah. I mean, like, just imagine what Spags could do, man, if he didn't have to always blitz all the time, and he could, be strategic with it instead of just hammering. Oh my gosh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, help on the back end for sure. You don't even need like elite guys back there. You already got some guys, like you said, who are physical with Noah Williams, Fulton showing some signs, man. Even Jalen Watson, man, if they bring him back, I mean, I like the way he plays too. You get some guys on the front end to really get after that quarterback, and those guys are going to have great years.
That's right.
And defense going to be right back where it need to be, baby.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. So do you agree kind of in that the thought process of going to go get a free agent running back, as opposed to, or do you believe that we should get a guy that we can, second round as a running back, second or third round? What do you think?
Well, I mean, I was watching that the episode with Tim, and I really do like he brings up a great point about what a good running back can do for Mahomes and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I don't think we have to draft a guy in the first round to do that. I think we could get one of these other guys in free agency. I mean, maybe a guy in the second or third or whatever round, who knows? Mm-hmm. But you don't have to do that off rip to get that effect. Get a guy who can make things happen and help Mahomes out.
Yeah,
I love his line of thinking, but I just don't think you go first. We got to get that D line sorted out. So definitely free agent or later round picks for the running back.
Yeah, I agree with you. 1,000%.
So I'm looking at Spot-Track's projection for the running back, free agent running backs. So Brees, $10 million a year is what they're projecting him to get. Dobbins, $9 a year, surprising. Kenneth Walker, $8 a year, not bad. Rashad White, $7. Javonte Williams, $7. Etienne, $6. Dowdle, $6. Pacheco, $4.5. And then it takes a drop off. Najee, $3. Kenneth Gainwell, $3. Kareem Hunt, $1. Tyler Algier, 1.8. I like Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier, before they drafted Bijan, he had a 1,000-yard season. You put Tyler Algier with like a Brashard Smith, or you draft a third-round guy. Algier, I personally liked Algier. I thought he got a raw deal when they drafted Bijan after his 1,000-yard campaign.
Oh, shoot. They have to do it.
All those things you said, they're so cheap. That's not a first-round pick, which is expensive.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, that can solve the problem right there. Just paying a little bit of money to a running back. You don't got to pay Brees is at 10. I mean, I don't know. I like Etienne at 5 or 6. You said that's a pretty good value right there. And then, like you said, Algier. There's a couple guys, sleeper guys over there, but I mean.
Maybe Kenneth Walker at $8 million a year would be awesome too.
Do that too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of options there. It's not like you got only 1 or 2 guys here. Whereas, like you said, with the DNs, I mean, that market, they boys are balling, man. It's a great time to be a DN, man. Getting paid.
Ain't kidding. I tell you what, I should have went back and become a DN for a couple of years. Get some of that money, that DN money.
Yeah, so they're getting that money for sure. So we gotta go draft. We gotta draft them young bulls early.
Yeah.
So I gotta go 10 deep on edge rushers. They're projected free agents to get to what they're projecting Breece Hall to get, and he's the top running back in this class. So Henderson, 25 mil. Oweh, 19 mil. Khalil Mack, 18 mil. Kwity Paye, 17 mil. Joseph Osai, 15. Bosa, 13. Arden Key, 13. Draymond Jones, 10. Espinoza, 9. I mean, it's nuts. I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer here.
Yeah. And you talk about impact quality guys when you get to 10 as opposed to like the top running back in Brees Hall. That money works all day, man. You're going to get longer with your money that way.
All day.
Yeah, so that makes a lot of sense, man.
Yep, it makes all the sense in the world. Hopefully, Brett Veach listening to you, man. Brett Veach, but he could just listen to this podcast right here. Write down some notes, man. He could solve problems. He'd be the GOAT. I mean, he's pretty close to it, but he'd be the greatest ever listening to JD and Marcus talk ball, man.
I need to go knock on some doors, brother. That's what I need to go do.
Yeah, they gotta pay your boys, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, I'll get them straight. I get them right. My evaluation. What do you think about the whole OC coming back? Do you have a preference for who comes back or who you don't want to come back? What do you think?
I mean, I really would like to see somebody new, but I'm not against at all. If I wake up tomorrow and they say EB's coming back, or they say Kafka's coming back, or someone's coming back, I'm not opposed to that at all. Especially EB, like you said, man, that guy runs a tight ship, and them penalties would drive me crazy, man. I'll be literally like, all right, we're about to score, man. We're about to do it. Offside or false start or just some goofy stuff, man. The guy's not playing discipline. That's to drive me crazy. If you make mistakes, you get beat. All right, I live with that as a Chiefs fan. But when you're just doing some goofy stuff, man, I can't live with that. And EB, he don't play none of that. So no, I would have no problems with that right there. And I don't think he would have any problems challenging Andy Reid on some things, man. I'm sure they go back and forth.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, he's not afraid to talk to anybody, you know. So I would not mind EB coming back. I would not mind Kafka coming back. I would love to see someone new, but it's got to be like a real, it's got to be a guy that could possibly take the reins, afterwards. It can't just be some guy that just fills the space, because it's still Andy Reid's offense. So it's always going to be his offense while he's here. He gets 51% of the vote, like he says. And so, I mean, we're probably going to end up bringing someone back. Bring back EB, bring back Kafka. I'm good with that.
The guys know the system. They work well with Andy. Those guys have been away long enough to get some more philosophy, know some new plays. They could put a wrinkle into our offense. And then we talked about the accountability that EB would invoke into these guys. Like you said, he runs a tight ship, man. He ain't let these guys that have been able to get away with stuff for these past couple of years, all that's over with. That's done.
Done.
He'll say, look, you will find yourself on the other side of this door. You keep bringing that mess over here, you will find yourself out of a job with walking papers. So either you do it or you don't. And that's what some guys need. They really need that. With a team that lacked the turnovers or the penalties, that shows maybe a lack of discipline and accountability. And you can't always look at, the position coach to do it or the players to do it. The players can say certain things, but EB is going to say it in a way that you're going to understand the message real quick. You're going to get that youngness about you. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff you brought from college, that's over with. That's done. You know? Yeah. So EB will tell, hey, Rashid, if you think about ever getting in a fast car again and leaving, I'm telling you right now, if you ever think about that. So now, I think all those guys would be great. And it's really gonna boil down to, like Alex Smith saying, who works well with Andy? Who works well with Andy? So I think Mike McDaniel.
It's his offense.
Yeah, it's his offense. It's his offense. So, but yeah, man. That one UG said something about he thought why we won't.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if he's calling us that, because like we literally been talking about how great Bane is. I don't know.
He was talking that you want to ask of the best players. So I guess he's sitting there saying, like, why wait till the third round to get a guy that, as opposed to other backs in this class. That's what he's talking about, the other backs in this class.
Okay, gotcha.
Same with Edge. After Bain, everyone is situational. I don't believe that. Bailey is another guy that is phenomenal.
Yeah,
There's those two guys, without a doubt, can make an immediate impact on what they do. I love Love. Love is a great talent. I do. I just don't. I'm not a big Love guy in the first round of your ninth pick. I'm not. Yeah. For all the reasons I've said before. Why I think, hey man, shoot, offensive line's got to get better. Shoot, one, running backs in the past, if you see them, unless you Bijan Robinson. I mean, we're talking about the numbers that Love put up this past year. Marcus, I sent you what Bashar Smith did. Bashar Smith, he had all-purpose yards over 1,300. I mean, that's what he did that in college. He has it about him. We failed developing a Bashar Smith. We failed that because he could have been that guy. He has it about him. We seen in the last game change the direction, speed, quickness. He has those things. Now, if you let him develop his vision, just running the football in between the tackles, he'd been a dangerous man coming in this next year. And so you might not even think about a Love. But because we didn't see enough of him, then everybody's, we got to go get this guy. We got to go get this guy. And shoot, go free agency, go get a Hall or, a Walker or somebody like Etienne. Go get those guys.
And I get it more, too, if it was a bad running back free agency class. It's a good running back free agency class. Probably one of the best I've seen in the last few years. It's not like we'd be like, oh, well, we're going to take a, bargain on Javonte Williams and we're going to make that work. No, we're talking about top guys who are young and Breece Hall and Kenneth Walker. So it's not we're not like getting a veteran guy and bringing in here, not like an Eli Mitchell type. No, we're hoping for Breece Hall or Kenneth Walker, and certainly by the draft we'll know if we have one of those guys because that will probably be an early first week free agency kind of addition. So for us to say we want Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, and then drafting one of the best defensive linemen in this draft, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, no-brainer, man. Like, for real. No. Like, this is the way forward, man. This is how you do it. This is how you keep your team in contention year in, year out when you got a guy like Mahomes at the helm and Andy Reid and Brett Veach in the office. Like, this is how you do it. You don't just be, going willy-nilly doing stuff. Oh, I really like this guy. I mean, I wouldn't even think, like, Love, as great as he is, man, I mean, like you said, we got to – O-line's got to improve. I think a different run scheme in general could help out tremendously. Like stuff like that, even with the guys we have in the room, could have paid dividends more than getting a guy like Love first round. Whereas you get the guy on D line, man, you get them dogs. But that is instant improvement, man. Like you said, we seeing it in the playoffs right now, man. These guys are wrecking games. Making guys like Aaron Rodgers, who are Hall of Famers, man, look like he's like, man, I'm about ready to retire. Yeah, because these guys are just dominating, man. That's what we need here with Mahomes at the helm, doing it, handling the offense. You got guys like that on defense, man. We win another 2 or 3 Super Bowls, man.
100%. And look, we talk about that Texans team. Their running back who had 100 yards on like 15 carries is a guy who actually outperformed what a lot of people thought this year was Woody Marks. Woody Marks is a 4th-round running back. And a lot of people said he was just going to be a 3rd-down back. That's all he was going to be in the NFL. And he's proven this year he's a 3-down back. He's looked great. So, like, that's a team. Like, they didn't draft their running back in round 1. This is a 4th-round guy who's starting for a team that's in the divisional this week. So,
yeah.
We got a comment here from Slam and Sammy Joe. Appreciate the contribution, Slammy Sammy. My pick is Peter Woods play snaps on the edge too. Yeah, I don't mind Peter Woods. I think Peter Woods is, probably not far down on my list, but outside of Bain, Bailey, Tate, and Downs, then I would say the Peter Woods because I just think there's a lot of guys in that defensive tackle range like Big Citrus. I'd like to have in round 2 or round 3 over Peter Woods at number 9. What do you guys think?
I mean, like I said, don't mind. There's just guys ahead, like there's guys ahead that I want to see on this team. We got the 9th pick. I believe at bare minimum, Bailey or Bain, one of them is going to be there at the 9th pick. Like we're going to have one of those two there, and you just got to go handle that. Go go get that position taken care of. Hey, get another guy, maybe even another guy in the second or third round. Like, shoot, man, like load up on the D line, man. I wouldn't be mad at that. Yeah.
I'm trying to look draft order. I'm gonna look at draft order and see.
What, you're looking at the top 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, I'm trying.
Because then you have to start who's looking for those guys, defensive ends. Who would take them.
All right, pulling it up right now.
Who needs a quarterback?
Oh,
Y'all need to draft these quarterbacks. So we
Oh,
can get
man,
our
that's
guy.
the thing. Dante Moore really screwed us, man. Dante Moore, I don't know what he's doing over there, but the fact that he's not coming out really bothered me today. Ruined my day, honestly. So there's your top 10 there.
Okay.
So Mendoza gone. He's going number 1. So QB off the board. Jets, they need everything. They need everything, man. The only thing they wouldn't probably go is receiver. Shoot.
We say receiver.
I mean, they have Garrett Wilson, so they don't need another receiver. That's the last thing they need.
Yeah.
Arizona's another team that needs a lot of things too. I mean, Arizona could be a team that might need a running back. Jeremiah Love could go there too, depending on how he does in the combine. They don't have a running back. They got James Conner, who's coming off of another injury. Poor guy.
Conner, the other guy, the one that fumbles all the time. What's his name?
DeMarcado.
Is that who it? Okay.
Well, they drafted Trey Benson a couple years ago, and he's never really done anything. He's just been hurt every year, so he hasn't really done much. So, like, they could go him as well.
Tennessee might need a running back.
It depends what they do with Pollard.
Yeah.
Because Te'Ajay Spears could be the main guy. So, yeah, that's another one. The Giants are definitely not going D-line, so we can say that's one team that's not going to go D-line because that's one thing they do have. Cleveland's not going D-line either. Washington scares me. They could use a lot. Washington could also go Caleb Downs too. That's a guy who can be a foundational piece for their defense.
Yeah. Washington they need an edge too. So the two teams ahead of us, Washington and New Orleans, are projected the two guys that need edge.
Yep.
So
I haven't been seeing nothing on New Orleans. So I don't know what they got. I forgot about them.
Cam Jordan's coming to the close of his career. They're going to need someone to take over that edge spot once he's done.
Yeah.
Just let us get our guy. Just like we got Josh Simmons, he was a guy. Let us get our guy, man.
Hey, maybe Tennessee will, do a handshake deal with Veach. I mean, we know their GM over there. Maybe they'll, give us a good deal to move up.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of time left. A lot of time left.
Man. There's a lot of time in all of that. So
we're in January. The draft ain't until April, so
right.
Combine's in 2 months, so we got plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But all right. Well, I appreciate you coming on here, Will.
We appreciate you, brother, like always, man. How's your folks, man? Your family, brother, and them. Everybody good?
They're all doing great.
Good.
They feel the same way as us about these Chiefs, man. So, except for my mom, she don't care about football, but that's right.
We're in a new way right now. It's been in quite some time. We don't know what it means to struggle. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why everybody's thrown off. Like, man, what's going down?
That's what I'm trying to explain to my daughter, man, because she's been 1 year old. We won the first Super Bowl, and I'm trying to tell her, hey, man, you don't know what it's like to be a Chiefs fan, man.
Right.
My dad knows very well. So we're grateful for times like this. This is one down year. Hopefully we'll be right back at it. We got all the pieces. We just got to, reset and get to it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sasha says he's waiting for Tage's character report before he commits to a player, which is fair. Mr. Character Concerns, Tage.
Yeah.
My boy Tage, man. Y'all quit picking on Tage, man. That's my guy.
Tage, the contrarian. He comes out of here.
Yes, sir.
Tage, what do you think about Patrick Mahomes? Yeah. Taze, he breaks it down really well. He does. I know he does his stuff, and he makes valid points on it.
He does a lot of research. You just see him on his iPad when watching the games and stuff, doing all those types of things. I don't know what the hell he's doing on that.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Y'all have a great night.
Good seeing you, Will. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Number one Chiefs podcast in the world, baby.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, baby. Appreciate it. Yeah, hey, man, you are a hype man. Appreciate you, Will. Thank you, sir.
All right. It's good having Will come on tonight. That was a nice conversation. Nice way to break it down for us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But all right, guys. Well, that does it for us on this Wednesday evening. We hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We covered all the topics for you guys in this week in the Chiefs Kingdom world. We'll be back on here Monday for another positional breakdown like we did this past week. It's phenomenal, really. We had a lot of DMs saying thank you for the information you guys gave us because they didn't know anything about a lot of fans didn't know who the free agents were, what free agents are going to be available, and then also kind of giving a brief overview of the potential D-line people. So yeah, gonna be a great Monday coming up here. I don't know what position group we should go with next on Monday, JD. What position group should we go with?
Oh no, we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it.
We'll text about it.
All right. So we'll say we got a little time to talk about it. So
a couple days, yeah.
Yeah.
But we hope you guys enjoy the show. Thank you for tuning in to Chief Concerns presented by FanDuel. We will see you guys Monday. JD, take us away, brother.
Hey, y'all. Listen, y'all take care. Hey, watch some good football, some really exciting games coming on this weekend. We're going to watch all these bums slug it out. Okay? We gave them a break this year. Gave them a break. So much needed break. But with that being said, listen, y'all take care of each other. Y'all be awesome, like always. Love each other like you should love one another. Okay? There's a lot of craziness going on out here in this world, man. And so we got to get this thing put together. We do. We got to do a much better job of loving one another. And we ain't seen a whole lot of that. But be encouraged. Be encouraged. Because this channel right here is the love channel. This is the love show. You know, we're going to get the love from here. All right? We're going to keep it real. We're going to keep it truthful. We're going to keep it honest. Hey, we love each and every one of you, girls and guys. Y'all take care. We will see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. Holler at y'all soon. All right.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.